I try to keep my eye on different indie titles. I feel like this is where you're going to find and play a lot of those hidden gems. You might see something that catches your eye, and you need to keep tabs on that one. I'm really thankful for many of the awesome accounts on Twitter that showcase many of these games. Otherwise, it would be really hard to seek each one of them out individually, which I still try to do too. There's too little time and so many indies. With all that being said, one that I cannot wait for, like I would pay double the cost of a AAA game to play this game right now, is Agent 64. Simply put, this game looks awesome and pretty much seems to be the answer to what I've been wanting from first-person shooters. This title was pushed back a few times, some updates here and there, but sadly the game has now been delayed right out of 2024 and into 2025. I figured it would be a great place to talk about it here, because I know that I'm not alone in awaiting this title. It sucks that this is happening, but I am happy that it's still being worked on, and a lot of things are being added to it as well. There is no way around it. When you want to have something and you think you are nearing maybe some sort of possible release, and the game is then pushed further out, it just simply sucks. Patience is a virtue, but when you see the game right there, and in this case can actually taste and feel, and see how it plays through its demo, but at that point it only makes you want it more. It's one thing to see the title and be like, you know, that looks pretty good, I can't wait to try it, but then playing the demo and you're able to really dig in there. This is sort of the example and promise the developer presented for its game, and it would appear from playing that, this developer very much knows what they are doing. This isn't a case where a game just looks like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, or TimeSplitters 2, but rather it's very much is that. This is a game that feels like it was made from a little bit of all three in mind. We have a variety of boomer shooters, and I love them. How can you not? But whatever this potential shooter genre might be, whether it gets grouped into boomer shooters or being called something else, I for one want this game to be great. That is just a given, but I also want more of these types of games. When I go back and play retro shooters, I think back to this N64 space and you could really explore it even more. More games, more situation, more variations and combinations of that formula. Agent 64 is very much that, and it's something we're going to need to just wait a bit more for. Something I always like doing with these types of games is playing them from easy to hard. I love seeing how the levels change, what objectives are added, or maybe the positions of them change, what assistance is provided or isn't, and all of that. You can just jump right into the harder setting and go for the full experience right there. But I like the building up to this because it sort of has this feeling of we're building up to the main event in such a way for each level, and you're able to experience the different nuances and changes each difficulty provides. When I sat down to play this demo, it was easily one of my favorite things to come out that year. I played it and I was like, yes, please, I want more of whatever this game can provide. And at the time, I thought we were going to be getting just a single player game. And along with that, I didn't know what to expect with it being an indie title. Sure, in my dreams, I would want the game to have single player, co-op, multiplayer, and of course, bots. But I was just happy to see someone making this type of game, and making it very well. Then when the game got delayed, it was revealed that part of the reason for this delay was for the inclusion of co-op and multiplayer. At that point, I was like, take all the time you need, I will wait. I mean, I want the game now, of course, but after hearing many of my dream items were going to be worked on, it seemed like this developer was very much going big for their title. We aren't just getting an old school GoldenEye TimeSplitters campaign experience, but we are getting the full experience right there. The last thing I was hoping for, and I'm a huge proponent of, was the use of bots. This allows you to enjoy the multiplayer forever. Your game can always live on, and anyone can access that portion. That is also going to be included here as well. Agent 64 appears to be made for someone just like me. 2024 was pretty cool for a few reasons. One of my personal favorites was how the TimeSplitters games came back on the PSN. In August, you could go and purchase any one of the trilogy and play them right there. The ports were pretty good and ran well. We finally had a better option for TimeSplitters 2, where that is still currently broken on the Xbox through their emulation. And now we had an even easier access to everything, including the overlooked TimeSplitters 1. When these came out, I dropped everything I was playing at the time, and I went on a straight TimeSplitters binge. I went through each of these games, several times even. It was fantastic playing them side by side and seeing how the games improved with each one. The jump between 1 to 2 is really big. 3 plays more like a modern day shooter with a lot of production value, a bit more linear and just as great, whereas 2 is considerably more improved over 1 in every way, along with it feeling like that true spiritual successor to GoldenEye and Perfect Dark that the developers intended for 1 to be. Shooting, exploring, playing through the stages on the different difficulties, to see how the objectives might change, or how the stages open up was a blast. The offline co-op, the bots, multiplayer, map creator, and all of that. Playing these games reminded me of a better time, a real golden era in gaming, something we could benefit more of today with developers looking to that era for inspiration. Remember when a game would try to provide the most to the player right out of the box? Remember when this included having several unlockables, not just items that you could pay for with additional money, but rather things you could unlock in-game. When I look at something like Agent 64, this very much reminds me of that time. It feels like a game from then. It even looks like one, and I love how it manages to very much capture that flavor and design of those games that it's inspired by. Now sure, I'm really hyping this game up in this video. How can I not? I want it to be good. I want it to be great. But in all honesty, outside of the very fun demo, I do not know how the full game will be. I don't know if it'll be buggy, have any issues, and all of that stuff. Maybe the game turns into a failure and I end up being completely wrong here. Maybe all of this ends up being true, but right now I'm going to enjoy the excitement for something like this, and the potential of maybe seeing more games in this style. I want to ride this hype train all the way to its launch. Plus it's an indie title, and I believe the team is small or a solo developer, so any attention I can throw their way, I want to try and do my part. If the final game ends up being on the same quality as the demo, then we're in for something special here. We just have to wait till 2025 now, and hopefully not until 2026. Are you interested in Agent 64? What are other older style games that you would like to see made today? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.